recovery process, I was told how good it would be, but I'll admit I was just a little bit skeptical because a lot of people who had had less innovative surgical procedures have said, oh, yeah, they say 7 days, but it's not going to be 7 days. And well, lo and behold, I had surgery. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow, and I feel better than I have felt since college. I have not had this much energy. The chronic fatigue is gone because they got rid of, everything that was causing it. And I went back to work online a week after surgery, and I go back in person tomorrow. I feel very ready to do that. I even got to go to Easter service, and my church could not believe I showed up. I'm Shelby, and I came to this center as a 33-year-old married person. I am a program coordinator for the educational side of a nonprofit that helps people become allies to the LGBTQ plus community. Proudly married to my wife, and I love that that part of me gets to show up in my work. I found you all because I have been experiencing reproductive pain for approximately 20 years. Sixth grade was my only year of smooth sailing periods. And as I got older, especially as I entered my late 20s and early 30s, my pain had expanded to more than just during my period. I had pelvic pain all the time. I could feel on the left side of my uterus, there was always something that hurt and felt heavy. Sometimes it would be a dull aching pain. Sometimes, especially during my cycle, it would even be a stabbing pain. There were a couple of days every month where it was almost impossible to even get out of bed. But I did because I had work responsibilities, but it was grueling. And so I had asked doctors for years to help me out, and all that got me was a PMDD diagnosis. But they blamed it on my emotions instead of looking at my body. And when I got the new OBGYN, when I just said, hey, just so you know, this is a thing that I've been experiencing for, 20 years and badly for the last few. And then she said, okay, we're going to do an ultrasound right now. And I was shocked because I never realized that that was even an option to just do an ultrasound right now. And so they asked me, do you have pain during sex? Yes. Do you have, does your lower back hurt? And I said, yes, especially on the side where they found the fibroid. I didn't know about the cysts at the time. And I was asked, do I have, issues with going to the bathroom? And yes, I do sometimes. And so they said, these symptoms do sound like you have endometriosis, you have this fibroid, you have this pain, you're absolutely a candidate. At first, they were like, do you want to just do a laparoscopic like endometriosis removal? And I said, no, 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 no. Like I don't want my uterus. Take it. The day of surgery, I was feeling more excitement than anything, a little bit of apprehension because the only surgery I had ever had before was oral surgery for my wisdom teeth. So I had never been under anesthesia, and I was hoping that I wouldn't have an adverse effect that I didn't yet know about. And so the recovery process was so smooth as long as you do what you're supposed to do. I made sure I rested. I made sure I got up every 2 hours to do 15-minute walks as I was instructed. And I was diligent about, gradually increasing my movement while also making ample time to rest. I could speak to other women in the same situation as me. I would tell them, do not stop advocating for yourself. If I had just let it go, I would still be in pain today. But because I kept speaking out until I found someone who would listen, I found those people and I was able to find this center. So if you have been told that it is in your head, if you have been told that this is just life and everyone's periods suck, you can get a second opinion because there are people out here like the Center for Innovative GYN Care who believe you and actually look into what's going on and will help you.